Coach Taylor for the Campbellsville Middle School Eagles. Just a little bit about myself. I'm a graduate from Taylor County. I've been coaching Campbellsville, been coaching the middle school for about 6 years now. I'm the head coach of the middle school. Tonight, we're going to play against the 8th grade of Taylor County Cardinals.
All right, Coach. What is y'all's record this year?
As of right now, we're 3-2. We're 3-2. A few non-conference games we lost.
What's some things that y'all have to improve on as the season goes on?
As the season goes on, to improve execution itself. That's one of the things that I guess all coaches talk about, just execution and just working on the chemistry of our team. We have a few new pieces in place, and it's going to take time, but I think as the season goes on, they'll get a lot comfortable with each other and the chemistry will get better.
Although it's early in the season, you can take wins and losses, take a lot of positives out of them. What's some of the positives that you're seeing so far? Some things that's exciting about this upcoming year that you and the staff are excited about?
About this upcoming year, as far as the 8th grade, I've seen majority of the teams that we've had played against, they have been taller than we have, and the aggressiveness that we've shown against those, that's one thing that makes me proud about this team. The challenges that we were always undermanned in every game. We're undermanned, undersized. So the grit and fight that they show, that's a positive, and hopefully that shows a reflection as we go throughout the season.
What are some of the core values you want to distill within this 8th grade team?
Some of the core values, basically we just show heart. The main thing is we're going to take some tough losses. We're going to have some great wins, but in either or, we have to learn what a good win is and learn what those tough losses are. As we go through the season, we're going to have our ups and downs, but the main thing is it'll all work itself out in practice. We have to have good practices. I think that's, as far as being in middle school, we have middle school kids, we have to practice the way we play a game. We have to practice the way we play a game. And that's one of the things that they're still learning. And hopefully that's one of the things that I'll be able to teach as they move on to high school.
If you ask 5 people who your best player is, more than likely 4 out of 5, if not 5 out of 5, people will probably say Malachi Corley. You being, point guard Taylor County, arguably, one of the top point guards to ever come through there, what's some things that you distill in him to improve his game as a point guard and a leader off and on the court?
Well, like you said, the main thing, he is a very talented point guard at this age. A lot of things he can do as far as handle the basketball. A lot more that I would like to see out of him is show more leadership on and off the court. He's a player that can get me points. I understand that, but also being a little more, as coaches would say, a little more vocal and knowing where everyone else is supposed to be on the court. He's teach the others since his talent is there. Is having others to know how to play with him. Is probably the biggest thing that I see right now, and it's not his fault. It's just that others have to learn how to play at his speed. But all in all, he's a very talented player, very gifted player, and just he has to continue the hard work to make it go through his high school career.
You all had about 2 or 3 players who was standouts in football who's actually been intertwining with basketball and Kentucky East and West All-Stars. If it has, well, how has it affected y'all having some of those players not there, if it has any? And what's some things you've been doing in practice to get the other players prepared that might not get as much minutes that may have to step up since a lot of the players have been gone for football?
Well, a lot as far as the football players, one thing that they do bring to the basketball court is a little mental toughness. They're not afraid of contact. In practices, they're able to take it, be a little bit more physical as far as in practices, getting other players used to that contact. They just bring a different mindset to a middle school game. One thing that I would like to see, and that we do more in practice as far as footwork. Basketball and football, some say the conditioning is the same, but to me I think it's different because of the speed of the game. And that's one thing that we always, as far as this middle school continues to work on, as far as their footwork and making sure they know the basics as far as defense, where they should be, and things of that nature.
All right. Lastly, overall, what are some of the expectations and the goals of this team, short term and long term?
Short-term goal again is just that chemistry. That if once a team understands that they have that chemistry, they can go leaps and bounds far into as far as conference tournament and possibly winning that conference tournament. Our goal for this year, as we'll be going to the state tournament this year, so that's our overall preparation, is to play those teams that do press a lot, and being able to recognize that and being able to execute against that type of pressure. I think now that some of the teams we have played with a lot more size than we have, we're getting better. We're not there, but we're getting